Hello everybody and welcome to the very first episode of Welcome to Wraeclast. Welcome to Wraeclast is a series of videos designed to help new players become acquainted with Path of Exile. I'm MySurvive, and for the first episode of the series, we are going to start with the basics. What exactly is Path of Exile? Well, Path of Exile, commonly referred to as POE, is a free-to-play game created by New Zealand game studio Grinding Gear Games, GGG for short. It was created in late 2013. It is available on PC, both as a standalone client or through Steam, and on Xbox One. The game is a highly customizable loot-based action RPG. You grind on packs of enemies to obtain better gear, to grind on harder packs of enemies to obtain better gear. If you're familiar with games like Diablo or Torchlight, you'll be familiar with the core gameplay loop. GGG has an extremely aggressive development schedule with 4 new leagues with major content being rolled out every year. I have yet to find another development team that works this hard and produces this much content for a free-to-play game. Grinding for gear isn't all there is to Path of Exile though. There's an immersive 10-act campaign that follows your story, the story of the exile, cast from your homeland of Wraeclast to a penal colony on the continent of Wraeclast. There's a ton of storyline content. A new player can expect to spend around 20 hours of their first playthrough on the campaign, or 75 if you work at IGN. There are several game modes in Path of Exile depending on how you want to play your adventure. Standard is the game mode where the current, permanent state of the game resides. In Standard, you cannot participate in the new features available in the Challenge Leagues, and cannot compete in ladders. If you choose to create a character in Standard, you also have the option to choose Hardcore and/or Solo Self-Found. Hardcore is typically for the experienced player. Once your character dies in Hardcore, the character, along with any gear it has equipped and items in its inventory, is sent to Softcore Standard. There's no way to return the character to Hardcore. Similarly to Hardcore, Solo Self-Found is typically for the experienced player. The premise of this game mode is that the player cannot trade or party with other players, so all bosses must be defeated alone, and all gear must be self-found. Solo Self-Found can be played in either hardcore or softcore game modes. The Challenge Leagues are temporary leagues that typically last around 3 months. During that time, you are able to participate in new mechanics being tested for the permanent game. At the end of the league, all characters are sent to their respective versions of Standard. Standard, Hardcore, Standard Solo Self-Found, and Hardcore Solo Self-Found. In Hardcore Challenge Leagues, if your character dies, it will be sent to Standard Softcore, not the temporary league Softcore. My recommendation for new players is to start in the Softcore Challenge League. There's a lot to learn about Path of Exile, and constantly losing characters while learning can be an extremely overwhelming experience to someone trying to figure everything out. Similarly, it helps to be able to trade for items you want, or to have a buddy come help you out if you're having a really rough time with a boss. So staying out of Solo Self-Found is a good option for new players. In Path of Exile, you will start by choosing a character class. Later on in the game, you will have the opportunity to ascend, which means you can choose a second-tier class. There are 7 total character classes available in Path of Exile, 6 of which have 3 ascendancies. The 7th character class, the Scion, is not available until the end of Act 3 and is considered an advanced class. The Scion only has 1 ascendancy. I will have video guides up with the information regarding each of the classes and their ascendancies. Keep an eye in the description for the links for each of them. I'll leave you all with a bit of advice if you're playing PoE for the first time. Path of Exile is a game less focused on technical and mechanical prowess, and more focused on game knowledge. This knowledge comes with time. If you're getting frustrated that you can't get past Brutus in Act 1, don't give up. The PoE community is really amazing and is always willing to help. Pop into a stream, head to the forums, join a Discord server, and ask someone what's going on. You'll get an honest, helpful answer almost 100% of the time. I think that about covers it for this episode. This was meant to just be a basic overview of the game to give new players a little bit of information about the game. The next videos will be on character classes and the passive tree. I don't think there's a really good way to separate the two topics. so the videos will probably release at the same time or close to the same time. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to stay informed on when I release videos. You can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/mysurvive. My Twitter handle is @mysurvive_, and the link to my Discord server is in the description below. Stay sane, Exile.